Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. Start just on the end of a yawn. It's early. I love doing this. Oh my God, to get it all fitted into my day with everything else. It's I don't get enough sleep. I look forward to the weekends when I can have nice, long, epic naps. Okay, so yes, I'm here to do a reading for fire signs Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, wherever you have that in your chart. And everyone has it somewhere. So this might be for you. That's my intention. And my readings are timeless. So whenever you catch this is the right time for you. I've chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and I'll be clarifying with some other decks. And I let the universe choose a song. And good morning, JoJo. Yay. um, and the title of your song is Dark Love. Um, and I think it has to do with maybe possibly compromising yourself for someone else's needs or desires. Not being truly authentic to who you are in favor of trying to appease someone. And Redbeard is here too. Awesome. Yay. Good morning as well. Yeah. So we start with what is it? The tribe in protection. And it's funny, 2 of the 3 cards I don't usually get. This one I rarely get. But in protection, it talks about what I've been saying. There's potentially you've been compromising yourself um, in favor of pleasing someone else or pleasing your group, making yourself small, trying to fit yourself into someone else's box, basically. And it's really important to start to become aware, first of all, that you're doing that. And, because as they say, what is it? Knowing's half the battle. um, yeah, it's all about having the awareness first, and then you can actually do something about it. And so it's really important to start being truly authentic to who you are. And, if someone's telling you to do or be something that doesn't fit, doesn't feel right, doesn't feel comfortable, you are allowed to say no. And you can say it gently and kindly, but you're allowed to stand in your power and just be like, I I care what you think, but ultimately I got to do what I need to do for me. Um and yeah, with the title with dark love, it's almost like being seduced by the dark side. It's and this happens so often, like for example, in a romantic relationship, we catch feelings for someone, we really like someone, and we want to make them like us. So rather than showing up authentically as ourselves and kind of taking the attitude of, well, if they're meant for me, then they're going to like me as I am, we end up being like, okay, how can I make them like me? How can I fit myself into a box and into some kind of, where put on the mask, kind of figure out how to draw them in. And it's like, if you're meant to be actually be together, if it's a really good match, they're going to like you just as you are. And that's, I think, oftentimes why relationships don't work out, because we show up in a certain way because we're like, you know, hey, doing our little mating dance or whatever. And then we draw the person in, and then eventually the real us comes out and they're like, well, that's not what I signed up for. Never mind. And the Aries is here. Oh my God. Jojo, you're so funny. Um, oh my goodness. Okay, so oh, you guys crack me up. Okay, so anyway, so much talk. Okay, so be authentic. And then we have go the distance. And this card speaks to, as you say no, as you potentially walk away from a group, from people, or not even walking away, you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to compromise myself. That allows the space for something new, someone new, a new group of people to come in who do appreciate you for who you are. Like I was saying, they're like, oh, I like this package, and it's truly who you are, so you don't have to try to be any way, so you can consistently maintain it. And yeah, with go the distance, it's like being able to put the effort in for a long time. When we're trying to be something we're not, we can only keep it up for so long. Eventually, there are cracks in the foundation. Eventually we get tired and we're just like, God, I can't, I gotta be me. When you're being you just like, yeah, it's just always you can be much more consistent. And yeah, and thinker. And this is trusting. This is knowing that because you're being authentic, you're drawing in people who are going to mirror that back to you, meaning they are also going to be authentic. What you see is what you get. When you show up that way, typically you're going to start attracting people who are at a similar vibration. Um, they also, it's also important to them to be authentic to who they are. And because you're being drawn together, because you're both at a higher vibration, because you're being yourselves, it's like naturally going to work out. And so it's it's eh, basically, yeah, taking people at face value, knowing that's who they are. And also, if well, yeah, because this very much is a relationship reading, not necessarily romantic, but um certainly there's a social aspect here. Because in this deck, it's really great because she has kind of the general idea, and then she breaks it down by relationship and by prosperity, I think she says. And so I try and read everything, so in terms of business or finances or prosperity in general, there's it's about strategizing too, but strategizing not in a uh, manipulative way, but just being really clear on what you need to do to get where you want. And the best way to do that is to be yourself. Yes. So let's look at the good tarot. Messenger of Earth. Yep. Yep, Messenger of Earth is all about going the distance. All about taking those consistent baby steps, understanding that as you go on any journey, you are going to hit obstacles from time to time, but it's nothing to fear. It's a part of life, and it's a part of growth, and figuring out how to handle those obstacles, how to get around them, how to move past them. It's taking the lesson, allowing that to be an opportunity to get where you need to go, and having a lot of integrity. The messenger of earth is all about being authentic. Um, and when you are being authentic to yourself, you can act with integrity. Oh, and then we get the 10 of water. Oh my God, it just keeps getting better. Yeah. I mean, ultimate emotional fulfillment, happiness, joy, contentment, serenity, just being really happy in the moment. And this is where you get to, this is you just being like, I'm me, and I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy myself. And however that looks, whatever that means. And three of air. um This is a card of potentially feeling rejected. As you stand in your power, as you start to be authentic to who you are, and you start to go against the crowd and how you be different than how you've been, you are going to get some pushback. You are going to get some people who are like, I don't recognize this. Well, who are you? This isn't like you. And you're like, actually, this really is me. And they're like, oh, never mind. It's like I said in the beginning. Suddenly people are like, oh, this isn't what I signed up for. You need to be like us or forget it. And so that can end up, it can hurt, because we for whatever reason we like having these people in our life, and to suddenly have them walk away, feel rejected, yeah, it doesn't always feel so good. But there's a silver lining, because it's because there's new people coming in where you won't feel rejected, that take you at face value, that appreciate you exactly as you are. Okay. Oh, my bad kitty's on the counter again. All right, so then let's look at the Oracle Tarot. Oh boy. Five of Cups. I think you got this in the last reading. Five of Cups, unfulfilled expectations. I mean, this is a card of, it can be a card of thinking the grass is greener on the other side. And of course, we want to be careful with doing that. But in this case, I think it's actually true that because you haven't been authentic to yourself, you've been compromising yourself for others' needs and desires and expectations. And you're like, this feels empty, feels hollow. I can't be myself. And I just saw 1212. And so it leaves you wanting more. And that's what's happening, is you're like, okay, I'm gonna look for the people that I can be myself with, who are gonna appreciate me just for being me. And we have wisdom, Six of Wands, wisdom of experience. Yeah. Yeah, this is a card of victory. This is having gotten through the the heartbreak, the conflict, whatever fallout there was from you standing up and finally being like, this is who I am. And you learn something and you feel really good about yourself, and you're like, okay, I'm going to celebrate. In this case, it's kind of like you get your cake and you get your cake and you get to eat it too, but in the best way possible. Celebrating with your new peeps. And then we get the Four of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords. It's like you need to take time to recover. You need to heal from any kind of rejection that you felt, any kind of um whatever fallout there's been. And you'll when you take that time for yourself, you're allowing yourself the space to really consider everything, and you gain the clarity, and you kind of you get to that point where you can be very logical and analytical, and you're like, well, yes, this hurts, but it's important to look past the feelings and actually look at the logistics of what's actually happened here, which is that some people aren't willing to compromise themselves for you. So why should you have to do that for them? So, and especially when we're used to compromising ourselves for others, it can definitely be it can be tricky learning how to do that, how to stand in our power. Be like, no, saying no, that's a tough one for a lot of people. Okay, let me look at the Dreaming Way Tarot. Oh, we got the 3 of Pentacles. Um, which is so interesting. In this deck, like typically the 3 of Pentacles is all about um collaborating with others. But in this deck, she's not with anyone else. She's alone. And not only that, but the few pentacles she has, not even a few, just the 3, she's losing them. And I think this is what's happening. This is you trying to collaborate with others and you end up feeling left alone and depleted because of not being authentic to who you are. Yeah. Yeah, I've got some crazy prowling cats. This is that point when their eyes dilate and they like suddenly like turn and like go racing across the room. I'm like, what do you see? What's going on that I'm not aware of? Okay. And then we get the 7 of Cups, making a choice. And not all the choices are good. And this is becoming very, very clear, very discerning about what is a right choice and what is not. You've been making a lot of not right choices, you know, choosing the cobra, choosing the clouds that are just going to disappear eventually. I don't know what in the heck that is. Some kind of weird antlered thing. It's kind of crownish, but anyway. And you're just like, yeah, I need to choose me. Ultimately, it comes to you. And the hangman falling on the 4 of Swords, taking the time to gain a new perspective through resting and healing, through surrendering to the situation. This is what allows you to separate your feelings from your mind, from your thoughts, your logic versus your emotions, logic and reason. And there's a time and place for both. And right now it's like, yeah, you may want somebody in your life, but maybe they're toxic. And maybe that's just not good for you. So, what am what am I doing? What am I doing, you guys? I know. I wanna pick cards from the Osho Zen Tarot. I set the deck down upside down, and I have to point out the 10 of Pentacles was staring at me. And that's the other side of wish fulfillment. We got the emotional and the physical, all the good things lining up. And that's the thing is when you can be authentic to who you are, the universe rewards you for that. You start feeling better and the universe is like, yeah, I will keep bringing you all the good things, and you just feel better and better and your life looks better and better and you're just like, okay, yay. So we get sharing, sharing yourself, sharing, being authentic to who you are, and sharing your light, your innermost authentic light with the world and with the people who appreciate it and deserve it. hmm And this is being very abundant. Look how abundant she looks. She's got all that yummy food and she's just like, hey, I got plenty for everyone. You know how to nourish yourself as well as others. Breakthrough. Yes. Yes, breakthrough. This is that point of epiphany, of gaining the wisdom, of understanding, oh, I've been I've been compromising myself for others and they don't do it for me. Why do I keep trying to change myself? I've had this epiphany a few times actually. I'm like, wait a minute. People expect me to be a different way than I am, but they're like, well, this is who I am. You have to, take it or leave it. And I'm like, wait, that's not fair. That's not fair. And you're just like, oh, okay. Uh-huh. Now I can be me. Now I can be authentic and people can take it or leave it themselves. And it's usually the ones who are like, no thanks, that you're like, oh, I didn't want you in my life anyway. It's a process. It yeah, integration. It takes time to really start to embody this understanding, to gain the balance, to really be who you are, and in a sense demand that the world accept you. I don't know. That didn't sound right at all. Because you're not demanding anything. You're more like, better to say, let's put it this way. If someone wants to be in your life, that's where you demand that someone accepts you. If they don't accept you, then you're like, here's the door. Um, but you're not in a place of demanding that everyone accept you, because no one accepts everyone. It's just not how it works. And so when you can get to that place where you just feel good in who you are and you're not expecting anyone to be any way other than they are, then that's where you find the balance, that you're integrating all this understanding, gaining your wisdom through finding your balance. It's beautiful. And there's this diamond, this, I think this is a Herkimer. Is it called a, no, what's it called? I always say it wrong. This thing up here, it makes me think that you're tapping into your higher power, because when you're being more authentic to yourself, you can more easily tap into the messages that the universe, your higher power, whatever, is always trying to send you. And you can kind of let yourself be divinely guided towards whatever new area, new people, new endeavors are actually meant for you. Um, God, this is gonna bug me. There's a name for that diamond. If you guys know, it's like the two pyramids put together. Um, I always want to say Herkimer. It's not right. It's anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go to I'm gonna pick some angelic messenger cards. Merkaba. There it is. The Merkaba. I think that's what that's called. Merkaba? Merkaba. However you say it. Okay, angelic messenger cards. We have awareness. Oh my God. Yeah, I was just talking about this in the beginning. Gaining that awareness first. Um, you know, knowing's half the battle, that kind of thing. And then vulnerability, because when you're being truly authentic to who you are in essence being vulnerable. You're making yourself vulnerable, but that's where your strength lies. It's not, vulnerability is not a weakness. You're not closing yourself off. You're not pretending. You're just like, this is who I am. Hello, world. And it allows you to be in that place where you're like, where you can be truly yourself and be in that place of take me or leave me, whatever. I still, at the end of the day, I have me. This is becoming your own best friend. And encouragement. Yeah. Being encouraged by the new people coming in to continue to be who you are. You being able to encourage others to do the same. Be encouraged. I mean, courage is in the word, but it's like your higher power is like kind of cheering you on. Like, yeah, keep it up. You keep being yourself. You keep being vulnerable and authentic. And I'm going to shower you with amazing things. So many opportunities coming in for you. Yeah. This is you being in that place of like just um the word is escaping me, just always being showered with the good things, and you're just like, wow, grateful, happy, couldn't ask for more. Let me finish with the rune cards. I ran out of time yesterday. with my earth sign reading. I wasn't able to get to these, and I really like to end. I really like to end with these. Okay, so what rune do we need? Ooh, we got a new one. We got a guy on a surfboard. And we have some turtles, sea turtles. Oh my God. I got to witness and help little baby sea turtles make their way to the ocean. It was magical. Um, I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance. But yeah, he's kicking back on his board. He's waiting for the wave, but he's alert and waiting for the next wave to come, but he's not actually paddling. He's in a state of allowing, of floating, of being in this place of this is also a time for resting, because if you have ever surfed, it's very it takes a lot of energy, and sometimes you just want to sit on your board and be like, okay, I need to take a minute from paddling, because it's like it takes a lot of strength and a lot of endurance to be out there for a while and continually swimming for those waves. So Laguz, if I'm saying that right. Let's find out. Where are you, Laguz? Worried I'm missing. Okay. Somewhere in the back. There. No. Dang it. Okay. Somehow I skipped it. Gosh. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Oh, there you are. Okay. Laguz. I said it right. Um, Meaning fluid and water. Laguz is the rune card representing water, and water is a universal symbol for emotion, both positive and negative. If this card appears, you're being encouraged to release your emotions and let them flow to the surface. Tears can be very cleansing, and emotions should be acknowledged and openly expressed. And that's kind of this place of that I was talking about, feeling kind of heartbroken when people don't accept you for who you are, when you finally start to do that, but that ultimately being vulnerable, like crying, allowing yourself to be emotional, that is a part of being authentic. You don't need to put on a show or put on a front. Oh, I I don't cry, it's just like we're all human, we all have our moments. And the more real you can be about that, the better. Um don't hold back. Allow yourself to feel and live your life to the full. This rune also shines a light on the importance of being guided by your intuition, which expresses itself through feelings. What are your emotions trying to tell you? And going within and retreating. It's so interesting because I think there very much is a balance between the thinking and the feeling. And you do have to spend time getting out of your feelings before you can get back into them. Kind of analyze and assess and then be like, okay, what feels right? Well, where you've been hasn't felt so right. Um Another association with this card is the need for renewal. Perhaps rigid ideas are holding you back, like trying to be someone you're not, or stifling your creativity, and it is time to be more open minded and let the past go and start anew. That's right. Meditating beside a lake or river or ocean, or visiting the seaside, there it is, may help release creative blocks and bring renewed energy and inspiration. So, water is your friend. um, Even just being by the water can be very helpful and help, especially when you go to the ocean. If you can are close to it at all, if you can get yourself there at some point, there's the negative ions that are very healing, and just, I don't know, I love the ocean. It's my favorite place. um but regardless, even if you just have to get in your bathtub, that's going to help you. And Yeah, you're coming to this new beginning, to this new place of, I don't know, the breakthrough. Things, your world is going to open up and become so abundantly blessed in all the ways, and you're just going to be like, "Oh my god, like so much gratitude, so much heart opening, so much, you're going to be so much less tired cuz you're just going to be like, wow, like this weight has lifted." So, anyway, there's your reading. Thanks so much for joining me, and wish you well on this journey. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much.